Hey, here are 5 stupid things I've noticed about Alex Jones. He's still alive. Not that I wish Alex Jones was dead. No, I don't. I actually don't. The thing is, if the government really is as evil and ruthless and inescapable as Alex Jones says it is, if he really is sounding the alarm against global totalitarianism, what the fuck is he still doing here? Why does he have a radio show, and why is he allowed to produce and distribute films? Why does he have such a prominent internet presence? Why is he invited on national cable news networks that are supposedly organs of the regime? Unless he really is telling the truth and the shadowy government conspiracy that secretly runs the world is allowing him to do it, knowing that he's a blustery buffoon who instantly discredits himself the second he opens his mouth, thus providing them with the perfect cover for their dark, evil operations. Which would mean that Alex Jones actually is a truth-telling freedom fighter rather than just a deeply deluded dumbass. But see, if he's not a deeply deluded dumbass, then why would the government... Okay, wait. His cottage industry of crazy. Jones is the CEO of Crazy Incorporated, a baron of batshit whose empire includes not only websites like InfoWars and Prison Planet, but dozens of documentary films with titles like America Destroyed by Design, and Terror Storm, and 9/11, The Road to Tyranny, and Police State 3, Total Enslavement. That last one came out about 10 years ago. I guess the New World Order is a little bit behind schedule on the whole total enslavement thing. You know, those FEMA trailers take a lot longer to convert to permanent residences than you might imagine. But out of all of those products, the signature product being sold by Alex Jones is Alex Jones, the man himself, the champion of liberty who courageously holds the megaphone up and speaks truth to power to the evil, sinister bosses of the global government who are seeking to rob the people of their freedom. Judging only by some of the images of himself he has posted on his own websites, you'd never guess that the guy has such a problem with fascism. His delusional defense of the Second Amendment. Jones's position on firearms ownership, which I believe can be expressed in all of its nuanced complexity as, "Don't you dare try to take our guns," is rooted in the premise that an armed American citizenry is the last line of defense between freedom and tyranny. See, the reason the government is plotting to take our guns away from us, which it totally is doing, by the way, is because afterwards it can finally move ahead with its plan to completely enslave the population. But if the New World Order is real, and if that's really what it wants, would small arms in the hands of citizens, even a few 100 million of them, really pose that much of an obstacle? Look, if I were a member of a global shadow government that wanted to dominate a country full of crazy gun nuts, I would identify the homes of some of the people with the biggest private gun collections and just blow their fucking houses up. And then I'd make a public announcement, and I would say something like, "Hey, guess what, everybody? There's a new lawman in town, and his name is the Drone Ranger. And if you don't want him to pay you a visit, you better march your happy ass down to your local ATF field office, turn in all your guns and ammo, and pick up your barcode and subdermal ID chip." And I'd also institute mandatory recycling, probably. This.
Why is the government arming to the teeth against us?
Alex, I don't
What about Fast and Furious?
Alex,
why do our government ship guns into Mexico?
Alex.
To blame the Second Amendment?
Let's have a debate.
A false flag?
Alex.
I want to blame
Alex.
the real culprit.
Alex.
Suicide pills.
Alex.
Mass murder pills.
Okay.
First time anybody's ever heard this, by the way.
Who do you believe is behind
I
this?
have the proof. I heard them on CBS Radio.
Who, Alex?
They announced they blew up the towers on CBS Radio.
Who do you believe?
New Yorkers all saw it and heard it.
Alex, who do you
They
believe?
blew up Building 7.
Alex.
He exploits the ignorance and fear of his audience. Alex Jones is a parasite. He lives off the fear and ignorance he is continually stoking in the minds of those who take him seriously. Today he is a multimedia success, making a living off of the conspiracy theories he promotes and the paranoia he cultivates in his audience. 30 years ago, he would have been the guy passing out mimeographed pamphlets at the Greyhound station. And while it might be tempting to blame the success of someone as delusional, not to mention as shameless and cynical as Jones on the internet, because let's face it, without that, he never could have gotten his message out to as many people as he has, I don't blame the medium. I blame the message and the messenger, but more than that, I blame those who receive that message. I blame the millions of people who reflexively reject everything they hear from the government and the mainstream media, and yet hold up Alex Jones as a beacon of truth. As much as any of the dictators he is incessantly warning us about, Jones himself is a testament to the power of groupthink and the dangers of credulity. And when you add that to what an overbearing asshole he is, I mean, fuck that guy. The hardest part is only picking 5. Catch you next time.